In Jupiter, you're looking at 71 in Vero and 72 in Belgrade. A little bit nice of a bit of relief, I should say, further inland. But checking out what we're going to deal with today, beautiful high pressure system is going to sit over the area, just like how we dealt with last weekend. Yes, it does bring us a whole lot of sunshine, but we also have a lot of Saharan dust in play, and that's going to pretty much just eliminate any of those rain chances. So we're in store for, again, a hot and humid day today. Check this out. High temperatures can sit around the upper 80s. Most of us reaching into the lower 90s for this afternoon. Now, it's not going to be hot enough to warrant a heat advisory for our area, although you can expect to see heat indices between 100 to 104 for this afternoon. Vanya? You know what? It is going to at least be a safe day on the waters for the most part. As far as a quick update on the tropics, not too much to look at. I like to see this banner behind me. No tropical cyclone formation expected in the next 7 days. So that's going to be great news for us. But as far as temperatures right now, we're sitting in the 70s and 80s out the door. Currently looking at 74 in Indiantown, and we're looking at 75 in Stewart and 81 in West Palm Beach. It's going to be a nice day, as I mentioned, to be on the waters, looking at a moderate chop and also a moderate rip current risk too. So just be a little cautious out there as always. We're going to have a nice east northeasterly breeze, about 5 to 10 miles per hour. The pool, though, might be the best place to seek some relief. Make sure you have that umbrella and also the sunscreen pretty much at the ready, because we're looking at a high UV index today. UV index about 11 for this afternoon. High temperatures are also going to soar into the lower 90s. Same storm so far this season, but we're looking at quiet conditions throughout the Atlantic Basin right now. So that's going to be some good news I can deliver to you this morning. But getting into the heat, that's not going to be too good of news, because it's just going to be dangerous heat once again for this afternoon. We have a quiet start to this morning. You're looking at clear skies towards Vero Beach. I do want to start off with something a little bit lighter out here. Here's actually a picture from Ed Mullen, one of our first alert weather watchers or weather spotters. This is of a green turtle nesting on Thursday. So I just thought this was a really interesting and also unique experience to catch. In addition to that picture, I do want to share the sargassum, that is all along our beaches. So it is that season, time of year, that we see a lot of that sargassum just pretty much billow and build up on our beaches. So just be mindful of that when you're heading out towards the beaches and enjoying your day out there. But right now, starting off with clear skies above, it's pretty much going to be a very dormant and easy radar image for the next couple of days, as we have this dome of high pressure that's sitting over the area. Temperature-wise, we're sitting in the 70s and 80s as you're waking up and heading out the door this morning, but it's going to be a hot one out there. High temperatures topping out in the lower 90s, feeling like between 100 to 104 for this afternoon. So not enough to warrant a heat advisory for today. But we do have a lot of Saharan dust that's going to continue to remain in place over this weekend. It starts to become a bit more limited as we get into the start of the work week, which will allow for the chance of seeing a couple isolated storms possible starting on Monday. But it's going to be very minimal activity.
Joining us, I'm Vanya Joseph, joined by First Alert meteorologist Francis Peyton on this hot Saturday morning. It is 5:29 and already so humid out there.
It really is, but not enough to warrant a heat advisory for today, although it might feel like it.
I was going to say, those feels like temps might still feel like the three digits, no?
Yes, still in the triple digits. Yes.
Crazy.
Are you going to hide today?
Yeah, I'm planning on it. Yeah.
I'm planning on it.
I've been telling myself all week long, I'm going to go for an evening run. We'll try again next week.
Yeah, next week. Yes, because the way into the region. So looking at 69 right now in Fort Pierce, 71 in Vero Beach. I have to say, that has to be so refreshing this morning. Other areas along the coastline sitting at 77 in Jupiter. You're looking at 76 in Lake Worth and 78 in Delray Beach. Now for today, all of us looking to hit into those lower 90s for this afternoon. Plenty of sunshine to go around the area. It's going to be a bit hazy. Keep in mind, we do still have a lot of Saharan dust in place. Further inland, though, it's going to be even toastier with your high temperatures well into those lower 90s. But feels like between 100 to even 104. Maybe the beach is going to be the spot that you want to seek some relief. Keep in mind the sand's going to be really hot, but dealing with a light chop throughout the intracoastal. Vanya, back to school. I feel like that's just around the corner, August 11th. But getting into the heat, it feels like summertime. We are dealing with hot and humid conditions for today. But I've mentioned not enough to warrant a heat advisory. And check this out. areas well towards the north of us. I wouldn't be surprised if areas near Fort Myers and Naples as well get a heat advisory for today, as it's going to be even soupier throughout southwest Florida. But as I zoom out here, check out the extreme heat due to the high pressure system that we are going to also be encountering today. You're looking at pretty much heat advisories across the mid-Atlantic down into the southeast, across most locations, and even extreme heat watches in effect for parts of Georgia as well as South Carolina. As for us, again, it's not enough to warrant that, but it's still going to be a toasty day out there. Right now in the 70s and 80s, but high temperatures are going to reach well into the lower 90s for this afternoon. I do have green pause there on the board because we are talking about sunshine for this lovely afternoon. Vanya? Of course, we do still have a few low pressure systems that we're always watching, but we just have a lot of Saharan dust, and that's pretty much limiting any tropical development. So I'm going to fast forward to things and bring it all back to here at home. Check this out. I believe this was on Thursday morning, sent in from our first alert weather spotter, Ed Mullen from Juno Beach. This was of a green turtle just after she nested. Of course, you can see all that sargassum on our beachfront there, but it's just that season for it too, so just be mindful of it if you're going to head out to the beaches for this afternoon. Your radar is going to pretty much look like this. Whole lot of green landscape as we do have clear skies above to start off this morning and for this afternoon too. Right now this morning temperatures are currently in the 70s and 80s, but we do have one really cool spot sitting on 69 in Fort Pierce, 71 in Vero Beach, 77 in Jupiter, and looking at 77 also in Boca. We have a dome of high pressure that's sitting over the region again for this weekend. So it's not just us that will be feeling the heat. Check this out. It's going to feel like, it's going to sit in 90 in Minneapolis, 92 in Nashville, in the triple digits in parts of Arkansas and as well as near Texas too. So it is going to be a very hot weekend, not just for us. Check out heat advisories across pretty much the mid-Atlantic down into the southeast with some extreme heat watches in effect. Now, we don't have anything issued for us here at home. You're looking at feels like temperatures ranging from 100 to 104, so not hot enough to warrant that heat advisory, but still toasty with, again, your actual high temperatures sitting into the lower 90s. There you have that Saharan dust that's going to remain over our area for this weekend, which is why your rain chances are pretty limited, even actually staying quite minimal. Even inds are currently in the 70s and 80s, but we do have one really cool spot sitting on 69 in Fort Pierce, 71 in Vero Beach, 77 in Jupiter, and looking at 77 also in Boca. We have a dome of high pressure that's sitting over the region again for this weekend. So it's not just us that will be feeling the heat. Check this out. It's going to feel like, it's going to sit in 90 in Minneapolis, 92 in Nashville, in the triple digits in parts of Arkansas and as well as near Texas too. So it is going to be a very hot weekend, not just for us. Check out heat advisories across pretty much the mid-Atlantic down into the southeast with some extreme heat watches in effect. Now, we don't have anything issued for us here at home. You're looking at feels like temperatures ranging from 100 to 104, so not hot enough to warrant that heat advisory, but still toasty with, again, your actual high temperatures sitting into the lower 90s. There you have that Saharan dust that's going to remain over our area for this weekend, which is why your rain chances are pretty limited, even actually staying quite minimal, even in